Okay, I think we are live now. We have 1 minute. I'm going to share my screen. All right, namaste everyone. Just give me 1 minute and we'll get started. All right, there you go. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh, and we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are completely new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. You can also go to our website, which is hindiuniversity.org, and find out more details. We keep updating it on a regular basis, so you'll learn more about different programs that we have. It's a little bit of information that I'm sharing about HU. And if you're interested in joining the live classes on Sunday that we have, you can use the Zoom link to join the Sunday classes. There is no charges for that at all. It is free. It is continually free. Okay. In addition to the Sunday classes, we have regularly a lot of practice sessions throughout the week. And based on your level, you'll be eligible to join the relevant practice sessions as well. Okay. And you can scan this barcode and join the WhatsApp community that we have, and we'll onboard you into different platforms that we have at HU. Okay. As you know, this year we've been following two main books. Pingu Learns Hindi, which is the Hindi book for complete beginners. It's a book written by Hindi University platform itself, and second one is the Intermediate Plus book, which is basically it's, even though it says elementary, but it also covers topics which are almost at the intermediate level. Okay. So the book is written by Professor Richard Delacy and Sudha Joshi. Richard Delacy is also Hindi professor at the Harvard University. So as you know, so far we've done like about chapter 21 of elementary Hindi book. In this video, or in this class, our plan is to go over chapter 22. It's a long chapter, so we're gonna just do it gradually. Chapter 22. If you recall, in the previous class we started the topic of compound verb. Okay, and we mentioned how you can express continuity in an action using compound verb. Okay, we use the main verb, if you guys recall, and we added rehna to show or to express continuity of an action. In this class, we'll continue compound verb. In the main verb, instead of rehna, you will add another verb called karna. Okay, karna. And how this changes and the sentence structure, and what will be the output of it, we'll discuss that. Okay. And by the end of this class, my goal is like you'll be all comfortable with using main verb with another verb called karna. Okay. We'll be very comfortable and we'll be able to make a lot more sentences on that. Okay. With that in mind, as you know, the class is pretty interactive. So throughout the class, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Okay. So basically, the summary of the class is we will learn about habitual actions in Hindi using compound verb. Okay. What are habitual actions? Things that you do regularly. Okay. Such as like, let's say if you are, a Hindi student, okay, you are studying Hindi regularly. So one is like, you can say I study Hindi, versus you want to emphasize that no, you're studying Hindi, but regularly. You want to have very specific emphasis on that. Okay, you want to say I study Hindi regularly. Okay, or let's say you've been to different swimming competitions and you prepared for it. One thing is you would say I used to swim, versus I used to swim regularly. Okay, or let's say if you're preparing for an exam, one is like you'll say I will whatever I will, let's say it's a cooking competition, okay. I will cook, but it doesn't show that there will be some routine or a repetition or recurrence of it. You can say I will cook regularly, okay. Now I'll change an example. Let's say you're giving you want to use imperative and you want to give a suggestion or advice to someone. Okay, let's say somebody wants to lose weight. Okay, you are not gonna say you should. You can say that you should do gym or like exercise. But will be another impact if you want to say anything you want to do it properly. You should do. You want to say you should do. You should exercise regularly, because then there is like meaning behind your advice, that don't just do it one time, do it regularly. Okay, now Hindi, how do you express that? That is the question, because one is you have a habit, habitual action, and you want to emphasize the repetition of that. Okay, so I give you some example here. Just what I just mentioned, that like one is she reads book, she read book, or she will read book. But if you want to express or emphasize regularity, you will say she reads book regularly, or she used to read books regularly, or she will read books regularly. Okay, similarly you can have imperatives as well. So this is just like a high level overview of what we'll be covering. Okay, now we'll be doing the whiteboarding session on the topic. So as I said, for those of you who probably have missed the previous class, when you use compound verb, typically we have in a simple Hindi sentence one word, main verb. Okay, let's say मैं exercise करता हूँ. Simple, right? And we just made up a word called exercise karna, right? I exercise. Okay. Now you want to show that this is done regularly. How do you say that? One is you can keep it simple and you can say मैं हमेशा और हर रोज और हर दिन एक्सरसाइज करता हूँ. You can do that. Okay, but there's another way of doing it, which is like using the compound verb. Okay, what is compound verb? You will take this main verb, which is basically exercise karna, and you will add another verb on it, which will modify the meaning of it and will give a new meaning. Okay, I hope so far you guys are with me. So one is, what is the main verb here? My main verb here is, let's say, exercise karna. Okay, I have my main verb. What I will do is, I will change this verb into perfective participle. Perfective participle, which is basically nothing but past form. Okay, what is the past form of this in a masculine sense? Let me ask Uniji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you tell me one more time question?
You want to use this verb. What is the past form of exercise karna?
Exercise kiya.
Very good. The past form of exercise karna is exercise kiya. Okay, and that is basically the masculine version of it. Okay, so what you do is you will take the perfective participle, the past form. We'll do more. Okay, if this is confusing you, we will do more of it, so bear with me. So you will take this and then you will use the auxiliary verb karna. Okay, so what is the output of it? Let's say if you want to say I use or I exercise regularly.
मैं exercise किया करती हूँ.
Beautiful.
Never heard about this.
That's right. But you came up with it very spontaneously and very easily. Okay. The first one was, just to give you the contrast, was very simple sentence, which is Uni mentioned, or I mentioned, मैं exercise करती हूँ. So from here we went till here. First one is मैं exercise करती हूँ. I exercise. Second one is you are showing the habitual action, and you want to show, you are emphasizing the that you do it regularly. मैं exercise किया करती हूँ. Okay. Now, just to repeat again, two things are being done here. First one is you took the main verb exercise karna, you change into perfective participle. Second thing that has happened is you added the auxiliary verb and made it a compound verb. So you added karna to that one, that main verb. Third thing that has happened is we conjugated this verb based on uni. Okay, uni change it because it's she saying it, मैं exercise किया करती हूँ. If it is I am saying it, मैं exercise किया करता हूँ. If the group is saying it, हम exercise किया करते हैं. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna ask you guys to for questions. So just let me give you some more examples first, so that way if some of your answers will be, or questions will be covered with that. Okay. Let's say you want to say I play soccer regularly. Using just this pattern, Donna ji, how will you say that? I play soccer regularly.
May
Uh-huh.
soccer. Which one did you want me to do? The
This
second
one.
one? Yeah.
Regularly.
Kia. No. Kelna. Kela karti हूँ.
Beautiful. मैं soccer खेला करती हूँ. Beautiful. मैं soccer खेला करती हूँ. Let's do some more. You want to say I drink juice regularly. Okay, I drink juice regularly. JDG.
Let's see. May. Roz, Riz, what is juice? Roz or Riz or
Smoothie or whatever. Anything.
okay. May, Riz, Pia, Hartohun.
Very good. मैं juice पिया करता. Okay. Very good. मैं juice पिया करता हूँ. Let's do some more. And I hope you guys are following the pattern. So far we are doing it in present tense. As we make progress, we'll change it into something that you used to do regularly, or you will do regularly. Okay. Let's say some more. Let me ask Daniel ji, how are you doing?
बहुत अच्छा sir.
Take any verb. Let's say, what do you usually eat regularly?
Subsea.
Okay.
मैं subsea to eat is Karna Kata Hoon. Is that right?
So that is, yeah. So what is the verb here? To eat is?
I think eat is to Karna. Is that right?
That's right, Karna. What is the past form of it?
Or Kata? No, Kati.
Okay. So
I
just
don't know.
like, okay, it's okay. So just like Pina becomes Pia, Khana becomes?
Kaya.
Beautiful. Masculine, okay? You can say ice cream khai, but it's, you are always taking the masculine version of it. Yes. So that's sabji.
मैं सब्जी खाया खाता हूँ.
Very good. मैं सब्जी खाया करता हूँ. मैं सब्जी खाया करता हूँ. Now, even if I were to change it to plural, मैं सब्जियाँ खाया करता हूँ. Okay, this not
ठीक है.
got. Yeah, beautiful. Let's do some more and then I'll take questions from you. Okay. Who would like to go? I don't want to put anyone on spot. I want you guys to come up with it. Who would like to go next?
can go next, Ashutosh.
Yes, keep going.
मैं उपन्यास पढ़ा करती हूँ.
Beautiful, right? So, मैं novels. She used the Hindi word for it, upanyas, and then the word she. Okay, पढ़ा करती हूँ. Okay, I read novels regularly. मैं उपन्यास पढ़ा करती हूँ. Okay, I'll take questions now just to kind of make sure you all understood the pattern. And after that, I'm gonna ask. Some of you are beginners, so I'm giving you more time to get a handle on the pattern. But yeah, I think some of you were raising hands, so feel free to ask questions now. Yeah, Uni.
Okay. Ashuji, I have question. एक सवाल है. In case of sabji, sabji is feminine. सही है.
Yeah.
Sabji. लेकिन we use khaya instead of khai.
Yes. It's this one. It will always be in the masculine singular form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I told you. Like, even if it is, so imagine if you had ice cream, you would say मैंने ice cream खाई. Okay.
Yes.
But that's basically a different form. But like, when you are saying it, this one, like, when you want to use the compound verb, the main verb will always be especially in the masculine singular form.
Okay.
That's why it is
धन्यवाद.
fine. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? I think Linda ji, you were raising your hand also. You want to?
Yeah, in the beginning, because I wanted to ask exactly about if it's always in the masculine, but
Yes.
it already got answered.
The perfective participle is always in masculine singular noun, right? I mean, that's why it is there, right? सब्जियां जूस पिया करता हूँ, सब्जी खाया करता हूँ, novels पढ़ा करता हूँ. So even if you change it to anything else, it's not going to change. That's why you have like sabzis, soccer as masculine, sabji as feminine, novels as masculine, plural. But this is not changing. Yeah. All right. So yes,
Ashutosh,
yeah.
when you're using Karna here, can you use Reina there?
Yeah. So how does it change? Rehna is also it's also making a compound verb, but it shows the the continuity of an action. Like for example, if you're reading it, you keep reading it. So there is a notion of like it's subtle difference there though, right? Grammatically your sentence is correct, which is मैं novel पढ़ता रहता हूँ. I keep reading novels.
Yeah.
Right, versus I read novels regularly, right? So it's if anybody has any view on how to show the subtle difference between both, it's it'll be great.
The
We'll
grammar would be the same.
what?
The grammar would be the same.
The grammar is exactly same. Grammar is same in the sense like it's the subtle difference there is the main verb is in a different. It's not in the perfective participle. That's the only difference. Okay.
Oh, it couldn't be.
Because you would say मैं novels पढ़ता रहता हूँ, which is imperfective participle, right? पढ़ता रहता हूँ versus पढ़ा करता हूँ.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sheila ji?
It's a difference when you use Reina that you are doing it absolutely continuously, not
That's right.
regularly.
That's right. Right. ये for example somebody is a workaholic, like ये काम करता रहता है, like he just like obsessed with work. और ये सफाई, somebody is like OCD, right? So ये सफाई करता रहता है, like
Yeah. He never
keep-
sleeps, he always works, so you would
That's
use
right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll do some more exercise because I'm sure you guys are, some of you may still have questions. Okay. So hopefully as we do more exercises, it will be clear. Yeah. So, so far, if you notice that we only wrote the sentences in the present tense. I'm going to make the change and now we'll cover 4 different forms. So let's say um, the the verb here is, let's say, to speak. Okay, the verb here is now bolna. Okay, so one is मैं, I speak Hindi, right? So मैं हिंदी बोलता हूँ और बोलती हूँ, right? Simple sentence. Now you want to say, you want to show regularity in present tense. Okay, trying, you want to try it out? I know it's hard, but what you have to do is take.
Yeah, so is it the botia?
Okay, so verb is bolna.
Yeah, yes.
In the
Bo-
past, it would,
It is. I have no idea. Let me guess. Boya,
bola.
bola.
Bola would be the perfective participles,
Is
masculine, right?
bola.
So
So that be मैं हिंदी बोला करती हूँ.
beautiful. मैं हिंदी बोला करती. Okay, I speak Hindi regularly. Okay, now this is your case number 1. When you want to say the same thing, which is basically you want to say I used to speak Hindi regularly. Let's say
Like,
10,
I
20,
used to.
10, 20 years from now, you want to reflect back and you're like, I used to go to classes regularly, right? How would you say that, right? It's a sentence structure, yeah?
So that be मैं हिंदी बोला करती हूँ.
So you
करती
बोला करती
करती
थी.
हूँ.
Beautiful, beautiful. So only change you have is you added this as opposed to everything else remains the same. That मैं हिंदी बोला करती थी जब मैं you can say that जब मैं यहाँ रहती थी. When I used to live here, I used to speak Hindi regularly or I used to practice it regularly. But then I took a break or something like that.
Asuji,
Yes,
what's the difference then between that and May Hindi
बोलती थी.
Bolti tea?
Yeah, very good question, right? So JDG's question is, let's say you have मैं हिंदी बोला करती थी. What is the difference between this versus मैं हिंदी बोलती थी? The translation in English for this one would be I used to speak Hindi, which is almost similar to what we have, but this one is emphasizing that it was a regular habitual habit. Basically, it was not like basically the difference is like you're showing more emphasis on the regularity of it or occurrence of it. Okay, in Hindi, in English, basically the translation may exactly be the same. Okay, at most what you can add is I used to speak Hindi regularly. That's the only thing you can add. So from the translation perspective, you will not see the difference. But mostly Hindi speakers, when they're talking it, they in the colloquial language they use a lot of compound verbs. Okay, and that's why you may hear them saying ये मैं वहाँ जाया करता था, मैं खेला करता था. Okay, मैं movies देखा करता था. Okay, JDG, I'm thinking probably it's still not convincing enough.
Can I say something? Shuji asked you, is this the
Yes.
only time when you use the jaya, which is a very
That's
unusual term?
Yeah, we'll cover that also in one of the example. So as soon as we are covered with it, then with it we'll do that example also. JDG, I want to hear from you. Is it making sense or slowly getting there?
Well, they both seem to say the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but this one is just more emphasizing the what do you call it, the habitual past, in the sense like it's showing that it was not a one-time thing. I mean, again, you can say it's a habitual past tense anyways, which is something you are doing as a habit, right? But the difference is basically, you are saying it more that it was habit, but it was done repeatedly. Bear with me, it's gonna come, okay?
Okay.
It's gonna come, okay? All right, so let's do some more of it. Now I'm gonna change it to, let's say, in the future. In the past it can be confusing, like JDG asked, but how will you say that in future, JDG? That I will speak Hindi regularly.
May Hindi Bolunga.
Okay, so that's okay. That's I will speak Hindi,
Yeah.
but let's not use the compound verb to show the repetition. मैं हिंदी
Oh, Bola Kaunga?
beautiful. मैं हिंदी बोला करूँगा. Okay. So the difference, one may wonder what is the difference. You use the compound verb. Okay, and you are basically committing of doing things in a regular manner. Okay. So let's say if a patient is going to the doctor and the doctor is advising that your blood pressure is high, you have this and that, you should exercise, you should take more of this, less of this. Okay. And let's say he's looking at you that you have to commit something, right? Okay, मैं exercise किया करूँगा. Okay, मैं sugar कम use और कम खाया करूँगा. Okay, you can say मैं कम खाऊँगा. There's nothing wrong in that. Grammatically speaking, you can say that also. I will not do this thing or I will do this thing. But if you want to express that you will do it, but in a regular manner, then you can use the compound verb. Yeah. Okay, now let's say you are giving the advice to someone. You want to use imperative form. Okay, Donaji, you are giving an advice to someone. You should speak without saying you want to say you should speak Hindi regularly.
So Hindi bola kare.
Yeah, very good. Hindi bola, you can say, or any form of it. Karo, हिंदी बोला करो, कीजिए, okay, or कीजिएगा or whatever, right? I mean, हिंदी बोला करो और कीजिएगा, or any other form that we have. Yes? So that's your imperative form. Okay? But basically, I hope you guys get the concept now, pattern now. Like it's, we can change the sentence structure, we can use a different verb, but if there are any questions, we can sort of like discuss now before we go into the more complex sentences.
I have a question, Ashiji.
Yes, please.
Okay, the word for regular in Hindi is niyamit, I think. So can you say may niyamit Hindi or how something like that? So put the word regular.
Yeah. So I mean, again, like so the question is, if I can I say it other ways? Yes, of course, right? So he's saying if I want to show regularity, can I say hamesha or har roz, or another word is niyamit. Niyamit is with niyam, niyam is rule or ritual. Okay, can I use that? मैं नियमित हिंदी बोला करता हूँ. Right? You can. Right? This is just another way of saying it using compound verb. Okay. You may not have to use it, but if somebody else is saying it, it should sort of occur to you that they are using compound verb. Okay, or they are mixing two verbs together, which means that they want to emphasize that this thing is done regularly. Okay. Okay. Let's say okay, now what I'll do is I'll change the gears. I'll try to make some complex sentences with it. Okay, so these were simple one. We can, if you want, we can do one more of it. Instead of Hindi bolna, we can use another verb just so that you have more practice for these 4 types of sentences. Then we can shift the gears and do slightly more complicated one. Okay, so instead of Hindi bolna, let's say I have different one. Okay, I'm gonna use a different one. It's gonna be okay, so let's say I'm gonna call it newspaper padhna. Newspaper padhna. Okay, so I want all of you to just change the word instead of Hindi bolna. Let's say you want to do, and this is for everyone if you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube. As you're going through the lecture, I want you to do it. Newspaper padhna. Replace it, and then tell me what will be the 4 sentences. Okay, that will give you more confidence. Okay, so I'm going to give everyone time to do it, and then I'm going to ask you guys. So you can, if you're done, you can write in the Zoom chat. Awesome, Linda ji. You can write all of them. Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. Meeta ji, you want to cover it?
Okay, I'll have a go. So मैं newspaper पढ़ा करती हूँ. मैं newspaper पढ़ा करती थी. मैं newspaper पढ़ा करूँगी. And newspaper पढ़ा करो.
Beautiful. Newspaper पढ़ा करो. Okay, or rather no, newspaper मत पढ़ा करो. Okay. Because so much news is there these days, but yeah, very good, awesome. Okay, we'll change the gears now. I'm gonna write down the more complex. Any questions? Anyone? Was everybody able to follow what Meeta ji mentioned? Okay, I'm gonna maybe ask Austin as well. Austin ji, you want to repeat the same? What you wrote?
मैं newspaper पढ़ा करता हूँ. मैं newspaper पढ़ा करता था. Newspaper पढ़ा करूँगा. और मैं newspaper मत पढ़ा मत करो.
Right, newspaper. I mean, we just made a joke out of it, but yeah, you say it, right? Newspaper पढ़ा करो और पढ़ा कीजिए. Yeah, awesome. So now we'll shift the gears. I'm going to make more complex sentences that you will see and you guys have to tell me what are they saying in the sentence. Okay. Okay, so now let's say I'm going to use the sentences that you have for Richard Delacy's book. So he says, "Apna." Okay, I'm not going to say it. You have to read it. Some of you may not know Devanagari, so that's okay. Bear with me. I'm going to write it in Romanagari as well, just after that. Okay, so this is in Devanagari, and this is just to kind of quiz or challenge some of the folks who can read Devanagari. Mastaramji, what does it say?
Apana kam kia karo.
Okay.
Keep doing your own work.
Yeah, apna kaam kiya karo. Okay. What is the main verb here?
Kam karna.
Very good. Kaam karna. And what is the? You can tell that this is kaam karna is used with karna, and karna is used as an imperative here. That's why it becomes karo. Okay. And this kaam karna, it's basically changing into the perfective participle. Kaam kiya, masculine singular form, and it translates into do your work. Okay, in English it will be do your work. What's implied is do your work regularly. In the translation it may not say it, but that's what it implies. Do your work regularly. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to change it now. I'm going to change it to a new one. I'm going to do it quickly because it's going to help you guys think faster. Okay, so now it is going to be okay. I'm not saying it because you guys can read it in the meantime. This is in Devanagari. I'm going to write it in Romanagari also. Who's going to do this one? Let's say who's not had a chance so far. Somebody who's not had a chance so far. Nandini ji, why don't you do it this one?
रोज कम से कम 2 घंटे हिंदी की पढ़ाई किया करो.
Beautiful. रोज कम से कम
दो घंटे
2 घंटे हिंदी
हिंदी की पढ़ाई
okay
किया करो.
Very good, right? हिंदी की पढ़ाई किया करो. What is the main verb here?
हिंदी की पढ़ाई करना.
Beautiful. The verb here is हिंदी की पढ़ाई करना. Okay, and the auxiliary verb is also karna. And you can tell this is imperative. Okay, so what is the translation?
So I'm just imperative to somebody saying every day, कम से कम at least 2 घंटे 2 hours हिंदी की पढ़ाई, the studies of Hindi किया करो. Do regularly.
Very good. So bring it together. Bring it all together.
Every day, at least for 2 hours, do studies of Hindi. I'm regularly. I'm not sure. I'm just literally translating rather than making it Hindi.
It's pretty good. Right? You are telling someone you should study Hindi regularly at least for 2
Hindi
hours.
regularly.
Right? That's what it is. So rose is every day. कम से कम at least 2 घंटे. So an hour is a घंटा. 2 hours is 2 घंटे. Okay, so this is 2 hours हिंदी की पढ़ाई. Now this is a complex sentence. Like you could have said like हिंदी पढ़ा करो. They decided to not use the पढ़ना as a verb. Rather than पढ़ना, they decided to make
studies of Hindi.
The studies of Hindi, right? So
The
padhai,
study of Hindi.
right? So padhai karna, it became the main verb here. So essentially, instead of padna, you can say pada karo also. Okay, but instead of pada karo, just like exercise karna, or safai karna, they change it to padhai karna and then karo. Okay, any questions, anyone?
Just glad you didn't
Asuji,
call on me.
Huh?
I'm just glad you didn't call on me for that one.
I'm gonna call on you, Ritaji. I was thinking about it because I know you can read Devanagari, so the next one is going to be you. Yes,
Asuji, I had a question.
yes, please, Ritaji.
If I were going to tell somebody just work, do your work, I would say something like "Kam Karna Karo."
No, if you're just saying it informally, you will say apna kaam karo.
Apna kam karo? Yeah,
Apna,
apna kam.
apna kaam karo. So let's say, so it can be said in multiple ways. Like if I'm being sarcastic, like if I want to use sarcasm, if somebody's trying to meddle into what I'm doing, like let's say I'm focusing on something and somebody keeps coming, let's say you are cooking, okay, and you are very engaged into your cooking, and somebody keeps coming, oh, put some more salt, and then they come back again, oh, put some more of these spices, right? And you are annoyed with it, right? You're super annoyed with it, like you will say apna kaam karo, do your work, get away, right? So it can mean that also, right? Apna kaam karo. Okay, that's one way. The second one is what you're saying, generally in a polite way, do your work, apna kaam karo, right? um, but yes, go ahead with your question now.
Okay, so then this would be different. This would be different if I said "Kam kaya karo."
That's right, it will be different because you are advising someone apna
That's,
kaam kiya karo.
that's different.
I think
Word.
your voice was some
Okay.
yes, try now.
Between what we're learning here and the common imperative.
That's right. This one is imperative form in which you made the sentence. Okay. So when you're saying someone apna kaam karo versus apna kaam kiya karo, right? It's subtle difference because you are telling them that you should focus on your thing regularly. Just like Hindi ki padhai kiya karo. Okay. Um, एक्सरसाइज किया करो. ओके, टाइम पे दवाई मेडिसिन लिया करो. Okay, you can say that time pe dawai lo, nobody's like stopping it, time pe dawai lo, but liya karo is just showing that you should keep doing it day after day.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so we'll change it. Yeah,
At least is calm, say calm, and the word for work is calm. Is there? What's the pronunciation of at least?
for which one?
At least, calm, say calm.
Oh, this one is so difference is the first one is calm is work.
Yeah, that's right.
This one is come, right? So at
Calm,
least
say calm.
so there's no,
Okay.
there's no ah sound here. It's come.
Calm and
You
calm.
have
Okay.
you have a consonant k, as in like how do you say it, like as in kabutar, but I'm just trying to think for the English word. I mean it's k, the sound that you have in California basically, right? So k, and then
K.
k k k m. Yes. So
Okay. All right.
no ah sound there, okay? Otherwise it'll be confusing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so the next one I have here is okay, so I'm gonna write one more. Okay, Rita ji, you want to do this one?
Amir.
Okay, yeah, try this one.
Is that Amir? Oh,
Okay, हमारे.
Hamadi. Okay, Hamadi. See, I can't read. I can read his printed. It's hard for me to read written.
Yeah,
Amir. Yeah, Amir Yaha.
very good. Yeah, it may be my handwriting. हमारे यहाँ.
Yeah, Hamadi Yaha. Aya.
Mm-hmm.
Kijie.
Very good. What does it mean? What is the verb here? Main verb.
Go. No, come.
Okay. To come
To
is
come.
Ana.
Anna,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Okay. So Ana becomes Aya, and then
Kijie. It's
Iji.
yeah, Karna.
So
So
it's not written, but you are up is not implied here. So when you're telling someone, हमारे यहाँ आया कीजिए, what does it mean?
to come to us. Come here.
Yeah,
To us.
please come to our place.
Please come. Please come to us or to our place.
Yeah, so if you're inviting someone regularly, please come to our place. Regularly, you will say this one. Please come to our place. Let's say you have very good friends, and they were away to a different state, and they moved same state as you, pretty close to your house, and you met after many years, and हमारे घर आया कीजिए. Okay, हमारे यहाँ आया कीजिए. Okay. Okay, so this one I'm going to shift the gear. So now, if you notice it, one thing I will mention here is which is an exception. So just like you have the verb to come is ana, and it becomes aya. Okay, what is the verb for to go? Okay, Linda ji, what is the verb for to go?
Jana.
Jana. Okay, jana. What is the past form of jana? What is the perfective form of jana?
Gaya.
Gaya. Right? So, naturally, when you are thinking about this scenario, okay, you want to use gaya, and after that, you want to use karna. Right? That's how we've discussed so far. Right? That we use the past perfective, like the perfective participle, and after that, so ana becomes aya kijiye. Okay, khelna becomes khela kijiye, bolna becomes bola kijiye. Now naturally your brain will tell you like jana becomes gaya kijiye, right? That's what, but this is an exception. This doesn't work in the compound verb case. It will becomes jana becomes jaya plus karna. Okay, so it would be jaya karta tha. Okay, this is only an exception for this case. So मैं मुंबई जाया करता था. Okay, मैं मुंबई जाया करता था. Okay, or if you are going to universities regularly, मैं university जाया करता हूँ. Okay,
Oh my God.
So this is only an exception. Okay, you will not come across it multiple times. And JDG, you don't have to use it. It's basically if somebody else is using it, right? So this is the only.
I just spent 5 years. I just spent 5 years learning to use Gaia.
Same here.
So that's why I said exception case, right? So otherwise you will always hear, But I'll tell you what, if you're discussing grammar with anybody else, you probably know more. Like, I mean, if you talk to Hindi speakers, because that's not how they learn it, so they will not have any answers. So, right? So मैं मुंबई जाया करता हूँ, मैं यूनिवर्सिटी और either way, मैं मुंबई जाया करता था, मैं यूनिवर्सिटी जाया करता हूँ, or you can say मैं pick any place. मैं let's say New York, Jaya Karunga. Okay, or you can say मैं, or if you're giving advice to someone, you should go to gym regularly. How will you say, JDG?
What am I trying to say?
You're telling someone you should go to gym, like a place to exercise regularly.
May Jim.
No, you're giving advice to someone, imperative.
Oh, imperative. Jim, Jaya, should go. Kaunga. No, that's I. No, so it's you. It should be Kaenge.
Imperative. Just like Hindi.
Kain?
Just karo.
Yeah.
Karo.
Yeah. Hindi. Gym jaya karo, gym jaya kijiye. Either way is fine. Whichever you can come up with. Right? So gym jaya karo. Okay. Your mind will tell you like why, but this is the exception case, where you are using the jaya. Yeah, Sheilaji?
Is there a reason for the exception, or is it just one of those things?
It's one of those things. There's
Doesn't mean something different.
Doesn't mean
So
anything.
if you're going to say मैं बुधवार को बाजार जाया करती हूँ.
That's right. That's right. It's correct. Grammatically correct. Yeah. मैं बुधवार को बाजार जाया करती हूँ. Okay. I mean, it's just like this example is definitely in the advanced part now, right? Because you're not talking about jati hu, you're using the compound verb. Within compound verb also you're using imperative, and within that also you are using the exception case, right? So, keep that in mind that this is an advanced one. Yeah. Any questions? Let's see. I probably didn't get a chance to talk to some of you. Sharanji, how is it going?
It's going well.
Is it too hard or okay or?
It's not too hard. But I don't know if it'll change if I had to have a turn at giving a translation.
Okay. But when you're hearing it from somebody else, you should be able to recognize it though, right? So
Yeah.
right, that's the number one thing. It's not like you have to use it. Like, these are just tools, right? I mean, you don't have to use all the tools, but if somebody else is using it, you should have tools to at least, I know what they are trying to say here. Yeah, they're using compound verb. Yeah.
I'm finding I'm still doing a lot of translations, so therefore it's taking me longer to form the sentences.
So no worries at all, right? So,
Asuji, could you write Jaya in Devanagari so I could see what it looked like?
So it's simple, J with A and then Y with A. Jaya. Yeah.
Jaya.
Jaya, you probably have heard of, like if it is Jaya, it's a name, like some girls have this name, Jaya. Alright, so we have some time. Delia ji, how are you doing?
Namaste Ashuchi, मैं बढ़िया हूँ.
So for you, I kept like a little bit of complicated one. So I don't know if you had a chance. I posted a old Hindi song. Like we don't have to translate that, but if you open up, I'm gonna share my screen maybe. And honestly, when I was thinking about today's lecture, that song automatically came to my mind. So I'm gonna share my screen. And it's basically you don't give me 1 minute. I'm going to share my screen and you can hear this song. I used to find it pretty boring as a child, like what the heck is this song, but like when you're teaching it, maybe you have to use all references to whatever makes sense, right? So I'm going to share my screen and then you can tell me. It's written, a lot of the song is Urdu basically, right? And I don't know if when I send the screenshot in the WhatsApp group, it was both Romanagri, and so if you have it, you can share your screen. I can give you the permission. But anyways, I'm gonna say this one. What does it say?
क्या करते हो?
Okay. Delia, you okay? So yeah, you have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute. I think you're muted. Okay.
Sorry, क्या करते हैं? It's very
Very
small. Sorry, क्या करते हैं?
किया करते हैं, right? So this is the one occurrence where they're using the compound verb. Okay, the song is written in such a way that it's the verb and everything is like coming. The order will not make sense to you, or it's a reverse order, right? So this female is saying that I don't know why people get they fall in love basically. So but it's the word order is sort of twisted, right? Mohabbat is love, Urdu of it. Jaane kyun is, log is people. Jaane kyun is don't know why. Okay, but there is one occurrence where it is kiya karte hain. Okay, and then if you keep going, and then there will be some more cases. I'm gonna this one. Read it. This one.
पिया करते हैं.
That's right. So just like we had pina to drink, here you will see it's piya karte hain. Pina to drink, which is in the perfective participle is piya, and then karna, piya karte hain. Okay, and then keep going further, and you will probably hear. And I'm trying to locate it. This one, read it.
दिया करते हैं.
Yes, there you go. See, this was supposed to be the quiz. You have to locate all the areas where in this song where they're using the compound. And the last one, this one.
Sorry, what?
This one.
It is जिया. जिया करते हैं.
So you
So
saw, and this one is जिया करते हैं.
जिया.
So I think there is both diya as in to give and jiya as in to live. Jiya karte hain.
Oh, okay. Diya we didn't have, yeah.
Okay, so we have both. I think diya also they have it, and this one is also they have it. Okay, but anyway, if you search for this one, kiya karte hain, you will get this song on YouTube as well. Okay, so maybe the homework exercise is basically just try to listen to this song. And then at least try to identify these 4 or 5 areas. I think usually songs they get stuck in the mind, right? So if nothing, at least it'll give you the pattern that that this lady keeps saying kiya karte hain. Right? So all right, I'll stop the broadcast and I'll take questions for folks who watched.
Asuchi, sorry, what's the name of the song again? Gia or Kia?
Kia
Karte hai? Okay.
Yeah. So for folks who watched live on Facebook, thank you so much.